Hello and welcome to Math 135. This is Tracy and I want to show you how easy it is to create your own practice test in our class. I'm creating this video for both of my stats classes, the Rifle Campus class and the online class. So Rifle Campus, your homepage will look a little bit different, but still we go to the Hawks single sign-on, the same place you've been going to do your homework. And we click on our book. And we are going to go to web tests. Now it says 0 because I have not created a web test for you, but you can go into practice web tests and create your own practice web test. You'll need to name it. So practice web test for exam 1 or whatever you want to call it. And then go ahead and add the sections that you want to practice for your test. So we did 2 sections in chapter 2. We did all of chapter 3. We did a couple of the sections in chapter 4, not all of them, and so on. All of the sections that are going to be on the test that you want to study. Then you'll go ahead and choose the number of questions to practice. People always ask me how many questions are going to be on the test that I give you, and the answer to that is I don't know until after I've written it. What I do is I write questions to cover all of the material that I think is important, and then I take the test. And if the test is too long, if it takes me more than 20 or 30 minutes, I will make it shorter. I will cut out questions or I will make them easier because I expect that you need 3 to 5 times as long to take the test as I do because I'm the one who wrote the test. If you don't put enough questions in here though, then you will not cover all of the sections. So I'm going to recommend 20 to 25 questions, or you can do this in smaller chunks. Just do a few sections at a time. But for us, I'm going to put 8 questions because I want to show you what you can do once you have taken your practice test. Set the time. You can use the time limit that we have for our class or just not timed because mostly this is for you to practice. Now this print button doesn't actually print a practice test. So Rifle, we will be taking our test pen and paper in class, not on the computer. But if you want to do a pen and paper test, you need to scroll down and start the web test and then screenshot or copy the questions. So I just want to go through and do this very quickly to show you what we can do afterwards. So find the lowest per capita personal income. Here are the states. Here is the income if we want the lowest, that is the shortest bar, 26132. Next, find the highest per capita income, that's the tallest bar, 36574. Next, skewed to the right. So we pretend it started out like this. We take the right tail and we pull it, and that's what you're going to get. What percent of complaints are due to too expensive? So too expensive, I take this number, and then I divide it by the grand total. And round as it tells me, rounds to 2 decimal places. So I'm not going to do that calculation, 32.63. I'm just going to put in a random percent rounded to 2 places. An experiment in which only the partaker does not realize whether they have been placed in the experimental or control group is single blind. Because only the participants were blinded. To be double blind, the researchers would also need to be blinded. Determine population or sample, the amount of money each person in your physics class spends on music in a month. That's a population because we're looking at everybody in your physics class. Your population is the entire physics class. Scroll up. What graph best depicts this information? Okay, so start at 2008, go to 2018. These values go from, oh, our low value is what? 1.949 up to a high of, what is that, 3.735? Okay, so I kind of have a feel for what the data looks like. 2008 through 2018, ooh, I do not like this. My y-axis does not start at 0, so it makes these changes look huge. Oh, and I do not like this. Look at all that empty space that's wasted. We don't go up to $12. I don't like this graph. So I've got two more graphs here. They look very similar. What's different? Both start at 0, both go to 4. Oh, whoa, look at this. My low value here is just under 2. My low value here is 1.5. One of these graphs is wrong. So just under 2, 1.9, that is not 1.5. So this graph is accurate. This graph has a mistake in it. Next. Class width of each class. I can go lower bound minus lower bound or upper bound minus upper bound to find that. 16 minus 10 is 6. That's easy. What kind, or I'm sorry, weights of animals or what type of data? Weights. You weigh on a scale and the value can take on anything in that scale. So that's continuous data. I'm not counting. And that was my last question. If I want to, I can go back and fill in blanks or check my answers or all that good stuff, but I'm going to submit. Yes, I mean it. And then, look at that, I get a bar graph, just like we've been studying in our class. This shows the sections that the questions came from. As you can see, this test was too short. I didn't get any of chapter 4, so I need a bigger test if I want to cover more of the sections, more types of problems. But it shows me most of the problems were from 3.2, and I got those right. I got this problem here in 3.1 wrong. I can click on this to practice, or I can go up to review and scroll through and see which problems I got right, which problems I got wrong, and if I got it wrong, I can see the correct answer and go to the tutor to see how to do it correctly. All right, so this was an example of creating your own practice test to practice for the tests in our class. If you have any questions about this, about how to create the test, about why your answers were wrong or how to do them correctly, or whether you're wondering, is that question really going to be on the test in our class? Give me a call, send me an email, come to office hours, schedule a WebEx, and we can talk about it. All right, take care and have a great day.